Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wynn, and this is my show, and I hope that I can bring you some good news today. You know, for quite some time now, over 2 or 3 years, I have been coming on Facebook and come on this radio station show and been telling you about my books. I'm writing a trilogy. The first one I wrote in 2008 was A Pimp and a Hustler. I guess it's been some years later that now they have called me to California to make a film out of that reprint, Trials and Tribulation of Life. That's the title of the book they called me for. And you can buy it today on Amazon and other websites. The second book will be coming right out behind it. I don't know if they're going to put that on the way up now, but I know Trials and Tribulation of Life is on the way up, and you can order that book. And the second book is named Environmental Trap. I hope you will buy these books. You know, I've been getting on the young people's case, the young boys. I talked about the ladies that not setting a good example for their daughters, wearing the short skirts and those stockings that you can see through and etc. I've been talking about this for at least 3 or 4 years on that Can TV show. And I have been telling these young boys they should get a trade. Instead of trying to finish school, if they don't have the money, they can get a trade and make them some money right away. But really what I want to talk to you about today, especially young people, and I wish all the newscasters would follow this on their way up and all, and I hope that the young people will listen to this, will look at my Facebook page and read this or hear what I'm saying today. I told you long years ago that I'm 80 years old. And these books, the trilogy that I'm writing, is about my past experiences. And on the back of the book, Trials and Tribulation of Life, I asked the question, what is life? And then I goes on to try to answer for you. That life is a school of good and bad breaks, where lessons hard learned reach the human soul and leave an imprint. And that imprint is experience. And as we all know, experience is the rudiment of learning. It is the beginning of learning. And that's what my book's about, a young boy running away from home at the age of 17 and then going into all the vices and corruption of the streets. Just ups and downs for him like a roller coaster ride. But mainly what I'm trying to get across to young boys today is that I told you, the song wasn't played today, I never would have made it on this show. But you will hear it on other shows. And like I said before, I don't think I would have made it to C80 if it wasn't for a supreme power. And you have to believe in something. And I have believed in a God all of my life. And I don't have enough time to go into my shows. I told you about me going to the penitentiary, and I think he got me out, and I had a open heart surgery that they said I was on one table, my heart was on the other one, and I didn't do nothing. But here I am almost 30 years later or whatever, still rapping, still talking to you. And that's what I'm trying to get over to these young boys. I told you, if you get a trade and get some fat on your head and pull up your pants, put your belt, you can make it too. Only thing you need is motivation and determination and believe in a higher power more than you, more bigger than you, and go forward. In anything that you try to do, you will succeed. With that motivation and determination and believing in self. They say self-preservation is the first law of nature. It's in anything. Determination and motivation. And believing deep in your heart that you can succeed. And I have did so many successful things in life. Most people think I'm lying, but there's still people that live it, witness to what I'm telling you. So whoever you are, whatever, how old you are, 11, 12, 13, 19, and you hear my voice and you done dropped out of school, I have told you several times that I am 80 years old and I have very little education. But I have sat down and rubbed shoulders with lawyers, top-notch gangsters, all the gangbangers almost in the 60s, judges and etc. I have had all kind of business, hotels, lounges, everything. I have told you this through the years. And now, whoever thought a guy with not too much education have written a trilogy since 2008. I'm almost finished with the last book. The 2 books is finished, Trial and Tribulation of Life. They're calling me to do a film. I hope I'll be a success. And I leave here on the 26th. And I come back on the 28th. But when I started writing these books, I didn't have no idea that it would turn into a movie. And I had no idea that from 2008 to 2014, I'd be on finished 3 books with this little education I got. But it's so much I have learned since 2008 and 2014 because I seek for knowledge. As the Bible says, like find silver and gold. And that's what you should do. You should read every newspaper, and you should go into history books. You should go into all kind of books and learn life for what it is. And it's no joke out here. And I know it's dangerous for you guys that's 15 and 18 or whatever going to school and things, but try to stay to yourself and try to go to the library. Just stay out from the crowds and put some fat on your head. Don't be no follower. Try to be a leader. Mix with those people that is trying to get an education. Mix with the people that go on ahead and have good ideas and things. Not the gangbangers, not the one that want to smoke dope, not the one that want to hang out on the corner and drink wine and swallow pills and all that other stuff. Get those blunts. I want that cess, that loud or whatever they smoking out there today. You don't need all that, man. It's time for that later. You need some fat on your head. And that's what I've been striving for all my life, learning and trying to do the right thing in life. Although when I was young, I messed up. I went to jail 3 times, and you'll read this in the book. And if you would read my books, the young people, it'd be like a road map to you. You'll see all the way from the age of 8 years old in these books that I was 8, and now I'm 80. But you will see the downfalls, the mistakes I made, and the way I came back and tried to correct them. You will go up against a problem, and you'll see how I thought about this problem, how I worked it out, how I got out of it. You see how I avoided getting gangs and being anything involved in that game. The game, I always been my own leader and thinker. And at an early age, you can see I mostly hung out with the older guys. I didn't have no choice. I had ran away from home. I should have never ran away, but that was a mistake I made. But after I got out there and hit them bumps and snares, it was hard to stay alive out there. And it was very, very hard to stay at the penitentiary, which I told you I slipped 2 times to penitentiary. But it's rough. But if you would just concentrate when you're young on getting an education and getting as far in school, if you're still going to school and you continue to go to school, as you can become that president like Obama. If you're a comedian like that, tell jokes, you can be as great as Bill Cosby. If you're a singer, go up there on that stage like Sammy Davis that you just got through seeing this movie. I guess this new movie that come out. But represent something, be something. Just don't be a person that was born and then become a wide head. If your mother's still living, she's looking at you in disgust because this ain't what she raised you for. She raised you to have moral character traits, and she raised you to do unto others as you wish them to do unto you. And she raised you to respect her and respect all your elders around you, because I keep putting this in your head, and I got a hammer and a chisel. Every time my show came in, I was trying to bury this in your head. That myself, that got this knowledge, I want to give it to you. You ignore them. You walk around, get out the way, pardon me. You know, you shove them aside like there ain't nothing. And then the next day you go and get yourself killed because you don't know how to deal no dope. You're trying to follow the crowd. You ain't no real live gangster that you just go out there and pop people and shoot in the crowd and all that because you ain't thinking. Gangsters don't do that. They used to do that in the roaring 20s, but then they begin to weigh up. You can see in them cars, and they had them machine guns and things, and, you know, but they got caught. They got killed because it's a up the ladder thing, that dope game. I tried to play it until about 10,000 people got killed around me. And I'm exaggerating on that number, but on that 47th week, a whole lot of people got killed around me that I bagged up and knew I wasn't no dope dealer, you know, and that was not my game. And I didn't try to play it no more. And if a person don't know a game, and that book to teach you to, or never try to play anyone else's game, always play the game that you know and you qualified to play. And most of you are not qualified to deal no dope because you don't know all the elements against you. You got the police, you got the stick-up man, you got your partner that you think is your honcho. He might blow you away if you get too much money in your pocket at night and there's nobody watching. Or you just got everybody against you out there, especially when you're rising in the world. Don't nobody really like you because they want to be you. and they want to step in your shoes. So it's a dangerous spot to be in. I done been there. That's the reason I can write about it. That's the reason I can tell you about it. And I tell you in this book, if you take this book to be true, and everything I say in here is the truth, which it is, that you will have 80 years now added on to your life because you have a little knowledge of the streets that I'm giving you through this book, that you can avoid all these things. You can see that guy that's coming to you, what he wants to do and what his makeup is, and he just wants to get to you so he can trick you. Or the woman that's trying to get to you, to trick you out of your life, your money, and everything else. You know, so read the books. I don't say I'm the biggest person in the world, but I can say this, 18, you hoping that you can get 80. You hoping that you'll see 25 years old. You hoping. If I could just, when you get 25, if I could just be here 35 more years, I'll be all right, you know. Then them years start to pass them like this, if you're around. And you got enough knowledge to get out of this penitentiary and all this stuff and try to get you some education. Because I'm going to tell you, if I was your age, at the age of 18, with all the stuff that's going down now, with the teenagers shooting at each other and trying to recruit you to do this and all that. I moved so far up in Mississippi. You know, if my mama didn't take me, I would move so far up in Mississippi, they think I was Tarzan or somebody out in the woods. Because I'm going to duck all this bull, because that's what it is. You just throwing away your life out there and trying to prove yourself and try to follow others and follow a crowd and people playing on you. They telling you what to do and fronting you off out there. You get 30 years and don't know how you got it. You got 40 years, don't know how you got it, and then you gonna get it there and say, I ain't no stool pitching, I don't do this, I don't do that, but hey, your whole life is gone. But if you didn't ever start it, you won't have to even worry about it. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, that learn life for what it is and take your time in growing up. Don't try to do it all at one time. You know, because all this bull stuff that you see on TV and cars going through one and jumping up on the roof. Now, do you think you can do that? Superfly and all that, he always wins, you know what I mean? You know, it's a whole lot of people that I see go out the world backwards, you know. Good people. But they try to live their life too fast. And they try to play a game that they didn't know anything about. You know, and they just get tricked out of their life. Or get tricked out of their freedom. So read these books. And it might put some kind of fat on your head. You might get something out of the book that's going to benefit you. It's very thrilling reading. It's very thrilling. Because I have pimped. I thought I was a little gangster in my own right, in my own way. And I did gangster stuff. I did dope. You know, I done had Cadillacs after Cadillacs, Lincolns, and all that stuff, Navigators, even to the day. I got a Lincoln and just got rid of a Navigator a couple of years ago. So I enjoyed life, but I ain't got to go through that today telling you how much I done had and the hotels I had and the lounge I had downtown. I've been telling you this if you've been watching it. But it all came about knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and watching your back. Be your own protector of your own self. You know, don't never put your life in someone else's hand. Put your life in someone else's hand. That is the dangerous thing that you can do. So, if I was you, I would try to go to school. Try to get all the education I can. And try to live life for what it is and what it has to offer you. And it would offer you a good life, a very, very good life, if you believe in a supreme power, do the right thing, and walk that right road. It would help you get across, and it would help you do a whole lot of things you wouldn't do in jail. So I hope that you will go to school and get you some knowledge on your head. And don't go in that gangbanging bag. Just be happy and ease through life like you want to live it, like you want to be around here and enjoy our older age. So read these books. Trial and Tribulation of Life in the Environmental Trap. Read the books and get you some knowledge. Read the book and get understanding. For it says in the Bible, first get wisdom, but above all things, get understanding. And that's what I want you to do. Understand life before you try to live it too fast and don't know what you're doing. Take your time. You even have to take your time with your mates and a little girlfriend that you might get. You got to analyze her, sit back and look at her. See what her attitude is and see what she likes and what she don't like. Then make up your mind if you want to go further with her. Just don't rush into something and then get 10,000 babies. Then when you get the baby, you realize you don't like her no more. But see, sometimes you get burdens put on your life that non-support. And it just drags on and on if you don't get married. Forever. So just enjoy and take your time in life. And get you some schooling. Get your trade. You know, some people say, well, you know, I ain't got no job, so how am I going to get a trade? How am I going to go look and pay for a trade? Well, get you a McDonald's job at this time, a Burger King, or some little job that will support you in getting that trade, going to school for that trade. You know, you can go to school at night, or you can work at night and go to school in the day. But it's kind of hard at times when you're trying to do things. It's been really hard with coming through life. But you can't let that hardness stop you. You heard your song and those words. If it's too high, you have to go under it. If it's too low, you have to go over it. But whatever it takes to get over the hill or mountain or whatever it is that's hindering you, you got to figure out a way to get over it. And that's what makes you qualified. When you do things, it's hard, but when you conquer it, that's what makes you have the qualification of anything. Me, in my book, you'll see that I tried to gamble until I became to be an expert. I had to practice. And everything I did, I had hardship in doing it. But I learned lessons hard learned. And that's what you have to do. But you have to take your time. Because learning out here in those streets, this learning life here is hard, but learning each step in these streets is no joke. You know, you got to look at them steps, see where you're going to put your feet before you get hurt or get killed. So, take your time. Pick out your little girlfriend. See that she on the same plane that you on. See that she's on the same basis that you on, that she likes the same thing that you like. And then you go ahead with it, you know, and don't try to get no 3 or 4 girls, because if you grew up with that thought in mind, you're going to be a hindrance to yourself before you get grown. So get you one girl, stick with her, plan with her, and get that girl that you think if you all grew up together that you would marry. Let her be pleasing to your eye. And if she come up with the baby, then you don't mind doing your part and go on and do what you can for her and the child. But just don't marry anyone, or just don't go with anyone for sex. They might be a little ugly to you in the face, but their body looks good, so you're going to test this. But I always use protection on anybody or with anybody out there. But again, I'm getting short on this line. I got to get off, and I appreciate talking to you today. I'm going to California, like I said, the 26th of this month to try to make a movie. And I never thought I would have made it, but I did. And you young boys, you can make boys listen at my voice and read my book. And again, I'll see you next week, and thank you for all the time you have given me. Thank you again. Read the book, Trials and Tribulation of Life. Thank you.